Looks like it's keeping. It's something in Twitch. Something in Twitch is messing with this. I don't know what Twitch is doing here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's let's see. You know, let me try something. Let's try something. Hold on. Is that, yeah, that's staying in, and if I try my old, that one's still, everything's in 4.3. It also says I have an unstable connection. Why is it telling me I have an unstable connection? Lower the bitrate? Yeah. Why is my bitrate a problem now? Yeah, time for a speed test. No kidding. Somehow this is Sen's fault. Yeah. Is it a Twitch? Is it a Twitch thing? Yeah, Twitch server side thing. I apologize for. I'm gonna tag everybody again. Now, see if you guys look real quick. If you go to Discord, you look at the announcement, all right, and the like link with the screenshot. That's in 1080p. Why is Twitch forcing me? Is YouTube in 1080? No, YouTube's in 4.3 as well. Why is YouTube doing that? things. What encoder? I don't know what you mean by what encoder, but I'm using OBS, so... Advanced. Oh, yeah, okay. It's the H 2.64 or whatever. Yeah. And the audio, yeah, the video encoder. It's in NVIDIA. My video card. Is there like a problem with NVIDIA right now or something? Rescale output. It should say. It is saying 800 by 600. Okay. Should I that's probably my problem. Yeah, it's rescaling. Okay. So, all right, that's probably it. All right, I'll be back. I gotta adjust that. Be right back, guys. Thank you, CDs. No one's seeing D's nuts today. Is that the same? Seriously? It's still locked in 4.3, isn't it? Okay, my bad. I apologize so much for people in Discord getting notifications. We're gonna change the notifications soon, so apologies, guys. I'll be right back. Did we fix anything? Yeah? No? No. It didn't. Yeah, I deserved it at this point, Blue. I deserve it. It's still at 4.3. What are you doing? I did hit apply. Yes. Yes. Rescale output, it says bicubic, sharpen scaling 16 samples. And then 1920 by 1080 in the next drop down. Up to 36. Okay. Let's try it. My bad, guys. Anything? Anything? Nope. Still the same, isn't it? It's crazy. I stream 4 times a week. And it was fine yesterday. It was fine on Sunday. It was fine last week. I haven't had an OBS update between yesterday and today. But now is an issue. Still Sid? Yeah, that's still... Let's see... It's not set to tank. Okay, so that's not an issue. Share, yeah, blue. Might need to do that. Yeah, this is really annoying, guys. I again apologize. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Would it be a restream thing? Let's see, does restream have anything that would affect this? Just want to paint terrain today. Okay, Restream says I'm streaming in HD. Yeah, no, you get yeah, no terrain for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I deserve this. I haven't had this happen in a while, so. Everybody's like, yeah, everything's fine except for my actual like output on Twitch and YouTube. Extra $4. You want less technical problems? $5. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Twitch does tell me I'm eligible for 2K streaming. So I don't know why this is a problem, Twitch. Just use Microsoft Paint? Yeah, no kidding. I'll just start drawing on Microsoft Paint. I thought they dumped that. Isn't that gone? What's up, Ghost Hawks? Oh, okay. It's still there, but it's bad. Oh, that's too bad. Stick figure DVD here. Yeah. So perfect when it tries to smooth. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah. Yeah. Ruined a perfect thing. How Twitch is treating my my stream here. A Sprite? I've never heard of that. Yeah. Make Twitch PNG graphics thing. All is lost. Reality has run its course. Universe has ended. My stream is running in 480p, and I can't fix it. Okay, so I'm looking at my video stats, and Twitch is telling me it's downloading and rendering at 480p, which is obvious, right? But it's like, why? Why is it doing that? Because I'm not uploading at that speed. Its download bitrate's also like 1200 kilobits per second, which is seems low. I don't know. I've never messed with this setting. It's the download resolution set there. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know what it's doing to me. Um, Paint terrain. If you want to touch base tonight, we can compare and okay. Yeah. You know, I want people to have a good experience, right? Hmm. All right. Well, I absolutely hate this. Whoa, it's dropping down even more. What was that? Why was it dropping down? Way this type of transgression will be spawned the entire. Yeah, yep. Basically what's gonna happen. Well, all right. Well, this is lame, but I guess I'll keep painting. We'll keep painting terrain. If I should do gold. No, I don't want to overdo it with the gold on these. So we'll get back to our other gold here. I did not make this roof. I only made this one removable so I could put people in the building. And I could paint the building. Does the audio sound okay? Or does that sound sketchy too? Like, is it just... Like, maybe I'm just, like, not uploading. My speed test was fine, but, like... Maybe I'm really just not uploading at a decent rate or something. Audio's fine? Okay. Just turn the camera off and just do ASMR stream. You have to listen to me paint and wash my paintbrush. Hey, Honey Star, how are you doing? We apologize now for the terrible video quality. We just spent like half an hour trying to fix it, and I couldn't fix it. So, noticing all these little issues here. This thing about terrain is mistakes aren't usually a big deal. We can correct it really easily later. So that's what I'm going to focus on. I'll try to get big picture stuff with this giant brush. Come back later with corrections and details and such. Honey Star, how have you been? That's the strategy all along with the low resolution stream, is you guys can't see my mistakes at all. Everything looks flawless. Totally not fighting with hydrophobic paint. I wonder. Just this? No, it's not just. It's the paint underneath. That's the problem. I remember that because when I get to my turquoise, it'll do the same thing. Okay, so there are no lower level doors on this, which is fine. So, yeah, I don't know. It's something, this texture paint that I put down just doesn't like to be covered. Yep. Yeah, it is a texture paint. Yep. That's where you get that nice, like, which you probably can't see, but like the sandy texture. Because this is just a 3D print, like filament, like FDM. Whoops. Yeah. That's alright. Not the end of the world. I've painted plenty of this terrain already, so... okay, let's start with that for the gold. That just, like banged off. Yeah. Okay. I'll be a little gentle with this terrain, so we're not scraping paint off here. Our next building, this is similar to the first building we had, except it's got, like, a little room up top. So... job going. You might need some terrain. Yeah, let them know. Maybe we'll have a reason to get a second printer. Well, I did convince Zen to start printing me Zone Mortalis terrain. So we'll try to paint Zone Mortalis terrain really quick, and then we can play some Zone Mortalis games. We also, another thing we kind of figured out, where I think we're going to try next week, is adding a second camera to the game streams, because it is really hard to tell what's going on, and yeah, I think after talking to Zen about it, I think I agree that more important than a dice cam is just like an action camera that we just set on the table and can get like close-ups of minis and stuff. So we're gonna try to see if we can't get that implemented before the next game stream next week. How many orders till we quadruple our printer? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Question is, will I have enough terrain after all this is painted and then I got Zone Mortalis stuff? The answer is probably no. But will I have room for more terrain? The answer is probably no. Yeah, apps and cell phones. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to get a cell phone just to wirelessly connect to OBS. Okay, we don't need anything there. We'll get these. Dog leg. Yep. Yeah, I got a little cheap like a little flexible tripod thing, and then we're just gonna set that up, and I think just move it around the table when things are happening so people can see details, and hopefully that helps. The big issue, and I think this leads into maybe what I need to work toward next with these streams, is I would like a way to be able to cycle through like the different shots that'll be on screen, because you know, action cam, overhead, like it'd be fun to like show the overhead and then we start moving and like we go down to, you know, action cam and stuff, and but I think that'll require me getting another piece of equipment to be able to switch between there, because I don't have I can't just like go to can't just walk over to my PC that's streaming because it's in the other room. So okay, I need more gold paint down. Yeah, I don't know if like a stream deck would be the solution to that. We'll see. It was funny, we were talking about like, you know, here's the issues with those streams, like here's the problems and here's what we can do to fix them. And you have to get your new one set up. Nice. Yeah. And I think it was funny because, like, you know, hey, we have this problem and this is a way to fix it. And it's like, okay, well, that costs hundreds of dollars. And it's like, okay, well, here's another problem. Here's the way to fix it. Okay, that costs hundreds of dollars. All right, here's another problem. So it's like, man, if I just had, you know, unlimited money to invest in this, we would, I'd have a really good setup really quick, and we would have very little issues. But not how we do things around here. We make it difficult, cheap. You know, ultimately, if you want to produce like good quality videos and streams, like, it's just the more money you have, the better it gets, right? I think of like you know, like high quality battle report channels. So you think of like 40K in 40 minutes, right? Or is that play on tabletop, play on whatever they are. Like they have full-time employees who do all these things, and they have cameras that are probably $20,000, and they have a full studio, and you know, they have those things, and it's like, man, it looks so good. Well, it's like, yeah, I mean, you know, they have a lot of good expertise and they have like good ideas and stuff, but they also had a lot of money they put toward that. So like, you know, they were doing this with cell phone cameras and like cheap lav mics. Like you know, I don't know if Plan would get such the accolades they could. But I also wonder, like, if someone, is there like a hobbyist like filmmaker in the group or something that had this stuff or had access to this stuff to get them started or what. But amazing. And it goes back to this saying, it takes money to make money, right? What's up, Night Trap? How you doing? Yeah, we are painting Prospero terrain. Apologies for the video quality for some reason. Something is being a pain. Can't figure out what. So we're just raw dogging it in 4:3 aspect ratio and 480p today. Learning game to use company of hunters detachment, send all the bikes in, you run firestorm, you run assault +1 strength and attacking within 12 inches. I don't know, assault and +1 strength seems really good even on bikes. Is that crazy? Yeah, yeah. It looks fine to you. Is it 480p for you, Night Trap? On YouTube? Form attachments give bikes battle line, so you can have a lot of them. Okay. It's a smaller game, so 4. Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to spam bikes? Is it a good idea to spam bikes if you're doing a learning game, or is it better to learn different unit types? I mean, you already know how to play tents, so it's probably not the end of the world to not take like a variety of things. It was 720 now. 3. Oh, YouTube is fine. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, no, Night Trap. Don't worry about it, dude. Most people just listen, so I'm kind of the same way with streams. I've just been people started mentioning like right at the start of stream that there were issues with the aspect ratio and the quality, and we on like a wild goose chase trying to figure out what was wrong with it and couldn't figure it out, so now we're here. Alright, let's put you down. This next piece, you guys ready for this? Hold on. Yeah, let's do this one first. Okay. Ooh, this is the piece I call like the landing pad. So I'll show this to you guys. Twitch is back and good to go. What? You're kidding me. You are absolutely kidding me. Hold on. Where's my preview? Okay, it's still stretched out. Oh no, it's back to normal for me. Okay, I don't know. It's at 1080 for me now. Okay, so CDs, if you're still in here, something you said, or whoever was helping out was correct. Maybe Twitch just took a while to fix it, or Twitch was the problem. I don't know. Green is throwing me off. It's making you think of Fallout. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I redid all my overlays and stuff. I hope it's a little nicer. Yeah, unfortunately the chat just shows Twitch chat, I think, which is I might need to change as well. Might be something else to mess with, but all right. One of the things I like about this piece of terrain, so it has this cool like bridge, all right, and it's this big platform. And then on the other side, it has stairs that go up to the platform. But a cool thing about this platform in particular is that it fits the Storm Eagle. So the Storm Eagle just fits up there. So it's like a landing pad. You know, you come up the stairs to get onto the little landing pad, and then maybe this bridge piece out here. You know, like I could put a defensive weapon up there, and it's just like a little anti-aircraft gun sitting there, like defending the landing pad. So that to me is really cool. But as far as gold details, we're gonna get all these top caps right here, and then there's the doorway for the inside. We'll get in there, and yeah, we'll start with that. Hydrophobic, that's okay. We'll do a second pass around on this. But I think we'll just do these end caps on this to start. Work sells cinnamon buns at their kiosk. Really nice and soft. You microwave for like 10 seconds. That sounds amazing. It's the day. What a week. That's funny. It's today. What a good day. Is it always Thursday that you get one, or do you wait until you're like, man, today sucks, like it's the day I get? But then you risk like doing that on a Monday. Like I feel like if I people are comfortable watching. It's always Thursday. I think that's a good idea. That's a good plan. Yeah, because if you're just like, man, I'm having a bad day, I need a cinnamon roll. It's dangerous because you do that on Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday you end up being worse than Monday, and you're like, man, I wish I would have saved it. I'll just get another one because today's worse. And then you're in a non-stop spiral of getting exponentially more cinnamon buns every day. Yeah, it'd be every day. Yeah, yep. It sucks, but I said, oh, time to double up. Yeah, you get two. It's you just start with like the Fibonacci sequence of cinnamon buns, right? 0 on day 1, you're like, I can make it, and then you get 1, and the next day you get 1, and then you're like, man, I just need, like 1 isn't cutting it, so I gotta get 2. You're like, a 2 is great, but I think 3 would be better, and then I think 5 would be better than 3, and then it's just a non-stop literal spiral in the most like elegant sense, right? My side of the building with the R full of yeah. And before you know it, you're like dragging a shopping cart into work just so you can go get a cinnamon, your daily fill of cinnamon buns. Don't you judge me? Yeah. As you're wolfing down 55 cinnamon buns. This piece of terrain is giant. I have a bigger piece that we're going to get to here in a moment. Done going through the gold on this one. You'll see. You'll all see. It's called a mastaba. It's really cool. It's like a big temple. Great term for this level of debauchery. It would be horking them down. Yeah, okay. Alright. Not a phrase as commonly used here in these parts of Ohio, but sure. Alright, so I gotta ask you guys, what my original intent was stream today, besides just painting and streaming like I do on Thursdays. I was gonna talk to you guys about game streams. So I have been, streaming tabletop games and such for the past, it's been about a month now. I think it's been 4 weeks I've done that. I've been having a lot of fun with them. I know there's a lot of work to do to improve them. New York, don't judge your lack of verbal understanding of the... Okay. We've played some, I guess less popular Games Workshop games, right? We played Horus Heresy and, right on the cusp of 11th edition coming out. I'm playing Horus Heresy in Middle-earth, and then we played some Magic, which isn't unpopular, but I have noticed that stream was kind of hard. The microphone was pretty rough in that stream, which is, again, another problem to add to the list. I play a lot of different games, and I'm just curious, like, what you guys are thinking as far as games I should play on stream, games you would want to see played on stream. I obviously have my preferences of games I like to play, or games I prefer to play, but I want to play stuff that's, entertaining, and, I would be happy to play Horus Heresy every week on stream for the next 5 years, but I also don't want to be shoehorned into just one game. So, like, are you guys... Yeah. And I have a set of, like, cheap, crappy labs, and we might be trying that at some point in the near future, too, just to see. Which is kind of frustrating, because I spent good money on the microphone I have, but... IRL played up? Just a cooking stream? No cap, all steaks. Alright. Wear the apron and everything. I can probably guess that the one game I know would bring the most people in would be 40k. If I played a game of 11th edition 40k, we'd probably get more people than anything else. I had a lot of fun playing Middle-earth, but with Killicam yesterday, but I also recognized there were at most 6 people in stream. So nobody cares about Middle-earth, right? And technical issues aside, quality issues aside, but yeah, but you guys, is there a particular game you guys are interested in seeing? A tabletop game? If you're not interested, bring people in. If your heart isn't in it, it's not worth doing. Yeah, I'm also I like just playing games, so if it means and my interest in games shifts so frequently to what I like to play, or what I'm preferring to play, or whatever, or what I'm researching, or whatever. I'm kind of happy to play different games every week, and that's kind of what I figured would be happening. I'm definitely not going to get shoehorned into playing 40k every week. because that I wouldn't enjoy. And I think if I were out there and I was like, I'm gonna chase viewers and money with this project, then like I would just stream 40K every week, right? And try to build from there. But I want to play games I enjoy. So many notifications let me know you're streaming. Okay, yeah, it was just for you, Culture American. Yeah, you know you liked it. Took you long enough anyway, getting all those notifications. I'm glad I sent as many as I did. This little piece. Okay. Go over this real quick. In line to hopefully cover any of the hydrophobic paint nonsense that was going on. I don't think there's much. Just a little bit. This new setup. Yeah, I'm trying to mess with the overlay, so I redid the overlay for just about everything. Another thing, I was talking to Killa Cam about this yesterday after stream. He and I have been gaming together for almost 25 years at this point. So, we grew up together and we've been playing similar games with each other. And we were talking about a fun project, and one thing we thought would be really fun would be to play some old world, some classic, Warhammer Fantasy. And with the new format that they're releasing, I think it's next weekend, with that journal that comes out, the Arcane Journal that has all the rules for this, called Battle March. And it's smaller games of Warhammer Fantasy. So instead of a 2,000 point game, it's like a 400 to 700 point game. Kind of like, was it Combat Patrol for 40K. Except it's actually getting support, which it doesn't seem like 40K does. So we were talking about like, well, what do we have and what could we do with that? So, like I have one, maybe two heresy armies if I count my militia. All right, I have my Thousand Sons, I have my militia, I have some Solar Auxilia, but as far as like playing a game, I basically have my Thousand Sons that are like game worthy. 40K, I have a couple armies whenever I do get around to playing 40K. I have Dark Eldar, I have Space Marines, I have Necrons, I have a little bit Gene Stealer cults, but it's not enough to play like a full game. For the old world, I have a giant Vampire Count's army. I have a small Wood Elf force. I have some Beastmen. And I could potentially get together a Dark Elf force, a smaller army. But if we're playing Battle March, the smaller game format, that's an easy 4 armies I have that are all completely different. Killa Cam has a couple armies. And we were thinking, like, man, that would be a fun one to collect as they put out like Battle March forces, to collect paint and then just have all these little forces ready for like Battle March games, which you can do with like Combat Patrol and stuff too. But like Combat Patrol doesn't get any support. It's just like, hey, here's a little like set place game of 40K, and doesn't quite have the same excitement to me. But yeah, and then maybe, if we ever did like a Battle March stream, we could play like 2 or 3 games of Battle March in a stream, or do like a best of 3 stream. Like, hey, we each pick 3 armies, and we could, you know, swap around armies and get lots of different combos going and everything, and that might be something fun to do. And I do love painting Warhammer Fantasy minis, and I love every faction in Warhammer Fantasy, so like it's pretty easy to be just interested in whatever army. Hey, Mr. Lord, what's going on? I think we'll do those in gold. Things. We can come back later with a more detailed brush around the side of them. Yeah, Battle March sounded fun, and the fact that we already have multiple armies that, you know, we'll need paint, but you already have the minis. Thinking about playing 40k. I probably will. I probably will end up playing 40k on stream. Just because, like, I have the armies, and, you know, I know people that play 40k that are interested in streaming with me. Those are, like, the only games they play, so, like, yeah, I'll end up playing 40k. New core set coming out. Just don't need another game system. Yeah, the new core set looks really cool. Well, and what's cool about that core set, it is pretty cheap. It's like $200 retail, or like $220 retail or something. And it comes with the two armies that it comes with are Battle Force armies, or Battle March armies. And they have like rules that are set up like, hey, here's how you play these in Battle March. So if we end up collecting, you know, that set, we can split it. We each pay less than $100 because of like local store discounts and stuff, and then we each get a Battle Force or a Battle March army that we can paint. Like the new cool Chaos stuff and Cathay looks great, and then like those are just like 2 easy armies. And it sounds like from the rumors that that's not the only matchup set that's coming out with Battle March armies. There's been a rumor for a while of one of those coming out that's going to be Wood Elves versus Tomb Kings, with a lot of new minis in it. Some simple gold on this, and then I'll show you. This is the big one here. This is actually a top piece to another piece of terrain. 40k armies. Yeah, the Wood Elves are super cool. I have 4 40k armies. I have a Space Marine, like a Primaris army. I have Necrons, Dark Eldar or Drukhari, and a small Gene Stealer called Party. All right, this is the last piece of terrain I have here. So if I set this down, a couple things you notice. Oh, here, I won't set it down yet. But a couple things you notice. There's these torches, these like braziers or whatever. I have actual flames, like pieces that are printed that'll go on that. So we'll end up doing, you know, I'll end up painting those and putting them on top. But you see, this can go as it is, like just with a big platform, or I can put this piece on here, and then it's like a extra like little kind of temple piece basically. But it's removable and it works as it is. What do you got for Necrons? I have like 3,500 points or so, or at least in 10th edition it was 3,500 points. I don't know how the points have changed for 11th. I'm not quite sure. Braziers. Okay. What are we going to paint? What? These will be gold. I'll paint these upper kind of like bow pieces gold. At this point, I don't think. I thought they... Okay, they didn't update the points on everything for 11th. Alright. So then it's probably about 3,500 points. I also haven't figured out the points of my Necron army in like a year and a half, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna spitball and say around 3,500 points. Yeah. Giant terrain piece, no big deal. It's just so much. Relegate to Legends? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think they updated points on some stuff, didn't they? I remember the big stink about guard infantry squads going to 75 points, which is more expensive than like a Tau fire team, which is absolutely absurd. Your Zangor 75 points for Zangors? Ugh. Is 11th edition codex eventually? Yeah, 10th are valid. Yeah. A lot of reduced points. 10 went up, but... Okay, so they dropped a bit, Mr. Lord, yeah. So, I don't know, maybe I'm around 3350 or 3330 or so as well. But again, I haven't checked my points in a long time for that army. I just remember going through my 40k armies and like, how many models do I have and what are they in points? These Zangors actually do something. I think when Zangors like it was like 8th edition or something, like Zangor spam was the way to go. Forgot my 1,000 Suns, just like Magnus has, yeah. Just like you've forgotten your Magnus. Okay, we can go this gold with a smaller brush. Rest of this that I need to get. This is a giant piece. It's, you know, all hollow on the bottom and everything, but it's cool. Look. Oh no. Alright, go be productive. Have a good one. Thanks for your help, Blue. They figure out all this stuff. They did love Zangor spam. They really did, back in like 8th edition. But then everybody bought Zangors, and now they're like, yeah, you love Zangors, right? They were the #1 seller, but now they're like really bad. So... I think gold. maybe these middle parts gold, but I also want to do blue there, so you don't see these little strands until everything's painted and primed. Fortunate. You know, it's funny. Yesterday, or the day before, I spent time. I put my old lens back up on my camera. Had all zoomed in and like calibrated and ready to go. This morning I was like, man, I'm gonna paint terrain today. I was like, crap. I'm not gonna use the little lens, so I put back in this like zoomed out fisheye lens again. Oh, thank you for not doing that, because that would be really annoying. What's this? Let's see. Let's get this bigger one here. Around these other two sides and all these pieces. Tacticus board. I did see the Tacticus board game. Yeah, that Lord of the Rings board game has been off and on for years, though. The Battle for Balin's Tomb. I own it. I bought that, oh my gosh, 6 years ago, maybe? And painted up the minis for it and all that. Yeah, it's funny that they're re-releasing it, though. That was the better of the Lord of the Rings board games they've made. I don't know. I see those board games look kind of overpriced, though. Even though we don't have the pricing yet, they look like they're going to be overpriced. Beginner is any different than the starter set. Right, yeah. Probably the beginner set might be like the packaging and stuff might be different. It's just like marketed toward like big box stores or like board game kind of settings. Yeah, the Battle for Balin's Tomb is a cool game. It's a pretty simple game in itself, but it's pretty fun. I think it's more of a challenge for the goblins. But if you if you have kids, you let them play as the Fellowship, and then you have your like a real tough time. Giant train. $50, yeah. Yeah, I think when I got the Battle for Balin's Tomb, it was like $40 or $50, which is a good deal for that. I mean, you get actual Middle-earth minis. They're slightly less detailed than like if you were to buy the actual sets, but they're also old minis, right? Like the goblins are 26 years old. The Fellowship is like 22 years old or something, 20-ish years old. Those sculpts. I think what's funny about that Dawn of War box set, that game that came out, it came with the company heroes or whatever they're called. Right? It wasn't it like was it like the 9th edition stuff? CDs. I didn't do anything more to fix it, but yeah, everything just kind of adjusted itself back. So maybe it was like either one of the issues or the solutions that you gave, and then like it just took a while for like Twitch and YouTube to figure it out, or Or there was something else going on and it just reverted back. Yeah. I don't know. Either way, thank you for your help. But as far as that Dawn of War board game that came out, I think it's funny that it came with like, it's like the 9th edition, like the Judiciar, and it came with like the Blade Guard veterans, and then the Blade Guard Ancient and all that stuff. And what's funny about that is Dawn of War 4 doesn't have most of those units. It has Blade Guard in it, but I think that's it out of the set of minis that come in that box, which I think is pretty funny. Maybe just a weird excuse to offer that set to people. Or like kill the resale market or something. Veteran Heroes, yeah. Right, yeah, it was like 40. That was a cool deal. Yeah, it was a really good deal. It's just funny that like almost none of those minis are present in actual Dawn of War. So it's funny that that's the set they chose. Yeah, I see a lot of spots we could paint gold here. Is a big piece of terrain, so might be out of frame on some of this. So what I did with this terrain is the 3D print. Draw 3D printed this for me. I put like a base coat from the bottom of like a khaki color. You can see the khaki color here, and then kind of like a zenithal angle. I use this texture spray paint. And it's, I don't know, it's called like Caribbean sand or something. Which texture spray paint goes quick. The stuff I'm painting today took me 3 cans of texture spray paint. Paint like it goes real quick. But and then after that I did like a light zenithal of just pure white spray paint. Order 1 from Target. Just now to be shipped to my house. Oh, cool! You're talking about the Dawn of War set. My draw. More leaks about change to AOS. The support for the old world. Why would the support for the old world be in support of those leaks? I don't think there's been any more for AOS. The latest like big rumors coming out for AOS were that the ogres were getting a refresh, and they were kind of spot on. Oh, okay. You're one to, yeah. You might get something that basically cancels it for you. Well, hopefully that's not a problem. Yeah, because that set is a steal honestly. I'll get this back in frame in a second. Yeah, I haven't seen any more about the big AOS refresh, but that'll be next year that you'll see that if it is happening. Because next year is Age of Sigmar edition. Okay, we got those. Lots of gold here. And we're going to keep going with gold. I want to get these. There's lots of little spots here. You guys see these right here. I'm going to hit all these with gold. And then on the stairs, there's the same thing. These little, like, bubbles. Wherever they are. This side. I don't know. Thinking if the old word's getting more traction in the community than they anticipated when they pushed them to change AOS to match the old word setting. They have two formats to play fantasy wargame, but in a similar setting. Yeah, I don't know. I know it's different development teams for the two games. And I would imagine if they are planning on smushing Age of Sigmar's setting into one, I honestly don't think the old world like would have a direct influence on it. I think the influence that would cause that to happen is just people not connecting with the setting and the like people in charge of the setting understanding that. It's like I know people love Age of Sigmar's minis. I know they love, like, people generally like the game. You know, Spearhead seems to be really popular. Like, it seems to be popular. It just, like, you know, as an outsider, I don't understand anything about the setting, and it makes no sense to me. It seems super disjointed. It doesn't seem like things are happening at the same time or place. You don't feel like there's a universe going on. It just feels like bubbles of stuff that exist so they can just say whatever they want to happen. And that's not a setting to me. That's just like a corporate structure to create minis and armies. You know, like, Misfit, what's going on? How are you doing? Painting this big temple piece here. called a mastaba. So, you know, maybe the people in charge of the lore kind of realize that. And they're like, you know, I think you need something a little more physical for people to connect to. And if that's the case, then that, you know, maybe that's the reason why they're smushing everything into one planet. Okay, I think we did good with the gold here. Yeah. So let's set you down. And let's come back to some of these first pieces here and see if I can't get like this door frame. Yeah.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
Hey, Modifius, welcome in. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for the raid. Guys, go give Modifius a follow if you don't already. Welcome in everybody. This is we got the makers. It's Fallout Wasteland Warfare, right? Yeah, those are cool buildings. Yeah, we're painting big buildings. So they have these big 3D printed buildings. The STLs are from Sacris Mundus on My Mini Factory or Patreon. Hey, thanks for the follow.
Thank you for allowing me back into
Untitled. Is that Untitled? Hold on. Until LEDs. Until LEDs. Welcome in. Modifius is the company that produces the Fallout miniature game. We get XCOM. Oh, they make XCOM too. Oh yeah, I remember looking up that. Yeah. Oh, I do love XCOM. Yeah, come in here, Modifius, and be harassed about your products and when they're going to be released. No, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, Fallout's amazing. Yeah. Some minis for it sitting on your desk. Dang. Were you painting them today? Is that what you're doing on stream? Or what were you guys up to on stream? Yeah, welcome in guys. I'm the painting dad. I chill and paint. That's what you get here. We turn on relaxing music. And right now I'm painting terrain. And this is kind of my like second wave of painting Prospero themed terrain. I have a ton of terrain for a Prospero board for the Horus Heresy, doing like a Burning a Prospero style thing. But I play 1,000 Suns, and I have a lot of 1,000 Suns, like Heresy era 1,000 Suns. So I just wanted a board that would be thematic and kind of fit with them. Yeah, some gold on there. Okay, yeah. We don't want too much. I like to keep the white stone as it is. Magnetic, welcome in. Have a mighty need, yeah. Oh, new Fallout minis. Oh, cool. Yeah. You have minis based on the show too, right? I remember seeing a set with like the show in there. Chill scenery painting. something like that. Yeah, I don't paint like terrain nearly enough. That piece I had was a smaller one. I'll show you guys. This is the big piece I have today. It's it doesn't fit. It's a big big temple piece here. And how this actually works here, let me show you. There's a smaller, you can have it like this where it's a big empty platform, or you can set this kind of roof like temple piece on top. So there's just like big piece. But yeah, we're just working on this. That's some other kind of unique little pieces to work on. I can show you guys. I have another temple. This is more of like a finished piece. This is a big pyramid I have. And yeah, let's see. Does that one go there? What goes where? Oh no, I don't even know what pieces go where. This would go here like this, right? Yeah, so there's a temple. Yeah, so it starts, I have this big pyramid piece that I fit together, but it's a, yeah, it's a ruined pyramid, and this one kind of fits together like a puzzle piece, which is smart, but the way these pieces are, like, there's a lot going into those, so. I recently painted up a Yes Man. Nice. Yeah, follow minis do sound like fun to paint. Maybe I'll look into those. I'll look into those and paint some. Okay, so... Alright. Air-conditioned cinema? Yeah, alright, it's fair. Alright, Modifius, have a great day. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And good luck on the... I'll look into these new Fallout minis. I'm going to be looking into XCOM too. Might be a fun game to play on stream. Some XCOM or Fallout. Get some more gold paint out here. We'll get this doorway. So this is the same building we just painted a minute ago with like that same front doorway and everything. But this is a different roof piece. So it's got like an extra kind of tower on it. So, since it came with two of them originally, Zendraw is my dude who printed me all this terrain. He kept these roofs off, and I could just swap these. But I was like, I don't want to swap them. I'd rather just have two full buildings. Like, that sounds cool. So, he was generous enough. He printed me 4 more walls so I could just have 2 buildings. I think I can probably easily with this terrain cover 2 6x4 tables with Prospero terrain pretty easily. I have temples and ruins and plazas and all kinds of stuff like that. I would like more. I think scatter terrain is a thing that I would need to start working on. Excited for XCOM. Minis are designed off the 2K game assets. Looks like the game engine's being designed by the author of 5 Parsecs from Home. Okay, I've never heard of 5 Parsecs from Home, but is it like a campaign type game? Like you play and you build up, or is it just meant to be like a skirmish game where you purchase equipment for your team and everything and go in and fight? Can you play as the aliens? Only having 2 factions might be a hindrance if they're wanting more than like a board game. But again, I mean, you can do it with 2 factions. There's a lot to go off of with 2 factions, though. That game gets pretty crazy. I haven't played XCOM in years, though. Yeah, welcome in, guys. Welcome. They released. Looks like the game has buildable, changeable character. It's a campaign style game. Okay. They do aliens versus humans. All right. Cool. 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 Something to look into. Cool, and then we'll get this. A lot of that will be blue, but let's center piece here. Gold. Stuff I want gold. I don't think there's other things to make gold on here, so okay. Unless door frame, yeah, okay, we got another door frame. We'll paint this door frame gold. Have you heard any more Warhammer Survivors? No, I'm in their Discord, and I've been waiting to hear news. What I think is going to happen is I think they're just going to come out with an announcement one day, and they're just going to say, hey, the game releases next week. But they've given no hint about a release date yet. Yeah, back to work. All right, CDs, thank you so much for stopping in and for the follow and for all your help. I really appreciate it. There is something with Warhammer Total War, the Warhammer Fantasy Total War. I figured I might try to play that on stream sometime, but it's CD's Cultured American. That's what it is. I know his name's great though. They just added a streamer extension for Total War Warhammer, and I'm not quite sure about all the functionalities, but I may grab it and see. I know there's they said there's polls, and you can do like giveaways through the extension. I don't know, but they added that. Apparently someone on their development team was just working on it as a passion project over the past year, just on their own time, and wanted to put it out for the game. So they released that today. So I don't know if there's some fun things to do with that extension. I might stream some Total War Warhammer some more. We might do another campaign soon. And then see if we can't be and do another one. Sit down with Total War, Warhammer Total War. You haven't played it yet? It's a big game. It's a very big game. But if you're excited for Total War 40K, this will give you a good insight into how a lot of the game will probably work in a way. I think it'll be different and unique in a lot of ways, but it is still Total War. There's going to be some similarities. All right. Cool. All right, just golden door frames, no big deal. I don't know if I like the gold door frames. Maybe once the blue gets added on, it'll be a little better. Okay, we'll get this top piece here. What did you prime these with? Utini, I primed these. I did a zenithal with khaki. You see the bottom are khaki. And then well, the bottom was khaki, and then I did a zenithal of a texture spray paint. And I believe the name of the color is Caribbean Sand for the texture spray paint. It goes really quick, so it takes quite a bit of it. But I try to do like a lighter dusting, so you still see some of the undertones, and I don't want everything to look, completely chalky and stuff. But I did want kind of a sandstone texture, and it covers up a lot of the print lines, which is a big deal to me. So Caribbean Sand texture spray paint, and then I did another light zenithal like straight over top with a pure white. The 8-bound I painted in Discord. I probably did. I'll go take another look though, McManic. Get this little thing done here. Rust-Oleum. I think it is Rust-Oleum. Yeah. Yeah, it does a nice like white stone look to it. I ordered it online, so I can't remember exactly. I look whenever I go to a hardware store that I know keeps Rust-Oleum spray paint. I look for it and I never find it, so we're gonna discontinue it on me or something. I do think I'll have enough terrain after this, like basic building terrain and stuff, to run a full apocalypse game on Prospero. And I might try to organize that kind of thing whenever that Prospero Burns journal, the Burning of Prospero journal, comes out. Even though it's a Custodes and demon focused journal, I think I might try to organize something and have some fun with that, like locally. I like the white being the absolute main color on here. We're gonna paint turquoise as an accent. I paint on all this, but between the turquoise and gold, those are about the only other colors. And as much as I like breaking up the color and like having, things to break up the details, I feel like it's important to keep the white stone as the main color that is happening here. Because if you look at any of the artwork of Prospero, it's always just like white pyramids. Okay. Next, I think my last piece to put gold on. No, we gotta do that other building. This is another interesting building here. So it's kind of a smaller one, but it's got this cool staircase and like a platform up here, and then there's like a room in here. Otherwise, it's not like, this one isn't like crazy interactive with the game. I feel like this is a good like sniper position or like a observable position or something. But it's not too high. Like there's kind of better positions out there, but it's an interesting one. A lot of these little diamond patterns in the stairs, you can see these are going to be painted turquoise. I think I'll do a little bit of gold there, and then the door frame. And then that might be it for the gold on this. So, and this particular roof is removable just because I wanted to be able to paint in there a little bit. Okay. Some of these random parts of the paint end up being really hydrophobic. I'll use filler primer to negate the layers. Haven't had time or the weather to get it. Yeah. Yeah, I've never... I don't know if this texture primer would be considered a filler primer, but I've never actually used something I would consider a filler primer. But this stuff worked really well for what, you know, I wanted to do, which was fill lines, but then also add just like a slight texture to it. So... yeah, normal spray paint won't do that. Yeah, we'll need to come back and get a second coat on all of this just because it doesn't want to stick. I'm just using an old brush on this, by the way, so particularly care if it gets destroyed. I don't know if you guys have a sense of scale with how big this terrain is, but again, grab some minis and show you if that's something that you guys want to see or are interested in seeing, kind of the size. Anybody watch the videos that are out for Dawn of War 4? They've been putting out gameplay videos. They're calling like battlefield reports, but it's just a couple developers like playing a multiplayer game and explaining some of the mechanics for each faction. Looks really good. I was, you know, thinking I would wait for a sale or you know, not rush to get it or anything, but I'm really liking what I see. I may have to pick it up a little sooner than I was originally planning. That's it. I could get... I really wanted to. I could get these window frames. These little extra bits. I think it is important to take a lighter or like a heat gun whenever you get FDM prints and just take it over the whole thing. just to make sure you get rid of all these little spindly offshoots, or else you see it really well after you spray prime the mini. All right. Last one here that we're going to mess with today. Yeah, this is just a door frame that we're going to get. That's all. All right. Let's see. Oh, see, that sound alert didn't work. Okay, I gotta figure out what do with overlay. Okay. In whips. Oh yeah, you were painting that on stream last night. Man, that is clean looking. That's really nice. All right, redeem it again. It'll say it. Their specific alerts are like double firing. I basically just need to remove that in the overlay. But yeah, you have the what is that called? Like the tide wall or something? What is that called in my draw? That awesome like Tau terrain piece. That's really cool. Yeah, and McMedic, you're 8-bound. Super bloody. You did white and blue, right? For the actual for like the armor colors, which is perfect. Like that's the way to go. I think they look great. They look terrifying and disgusting. It's the gun rig, but there's also the shield wall. Okay. So is that a giant gun on it? Or what is the thing? I thought there was like a shield generator up top. No, very cool, brother. That's really cool. I always love that terrain piece. I remember when it came out. I was like, man, that'd be so cool to have. And they were like, that'll be $800. I was like, no. Okay, the gun's unattached. Okay. That makes sense. 2 of the wall and 2 of the guns. Oh, 1 of the wall and 2 of the guns. Yeah. That was a good lot. Yeah, getting all that stuff. They still have rules for that, don't they? They gotta be like legends or something, though. You think it's still legal? Oh, okay. Yeah, Nerdgun does crazy like OSL painting. He does like 90% of his work with an airbrush too, and he paints stuff really quick because he just does things with the airbrush and then does like a little bit with a little bit of brush work, and he'll get minis painted in like 10 or 12 hours. He'll like sit down and do that over the course of a day. Okay, we got gold. If I were to real quick this piece over, this stuff's in frame, and I grab some dark turquoise and I just start trying to put some dark turquoise in pieces. Let's see how well this stuff will stick. We're just not wanting to stick much. Stick. Yeah, we need to go through all the stairs. But we could probably get the stairs. We have 3 pieces with stairs, I think. Maybe just 2. Yeah, the big stairs in the mastaba don't have any like other patterns or anything, so we don't have to worry about that one. But this piece, and there's one other with staircase, we don't want to worry about. Hero riding the gun platform. Ooh, all right. Let's try a quick second coat on some of these up at top. Paint. These don't have to be perfect. What's going to end up happening is I'm going to put a big like oil wash over this whole thing. I'm going to do some dry brushing, and the dry brushing is going to wipe out a lot of the blue detail. I have to come back and put it back in. We just get a little bit to establish ourselves. That's pretty good. So some of the blue. some of this. And I'm sure, let's see, there's a door over here. What could we do? Door. I don't know what we could do for the door. We'll think about it. I'll think about that. We'll get the staircase. We'll see what else we can. Little things we're sure we can make blue. And then continue on from there. This is our other staircase. Just finding like little bits where I can put little parts so I can get little pops of color, right? Staircase first. You have an extra theory. Do it. Some of that blue, but can you make it a crucial blue? No, I can't. I can never do that. How much gold as I used? I'm using very little blue. I could paint these. Not too worried about the hydrophobic paint on this. It's really bad, but it's not a problem. Actually, it looks pretty good when it dries and like everything's done. If the blue's a little patchy. You can see how patchy it is, though. Like, look at, you can see it on camera, just how it like wicks away. Get where you need to be. come back to you in a minute. What I want to do... Let's see how hard it is to make these blue, this inner part blue here. And I think I'll start with a larger brush.
Four computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Come back in with a more detailed brush. Do need some more blue down though. Okay, start with that. Let's get this roof. We'll make that blue. Set you to the side, get you back up. This turquoise a bit solid. Okay. Going to get the edges here. Okay. It's done. Goes up there so you guys can't see it. Stuff. Let's get the other one. So this is the last of this little onion dome kind of thing. Getting the blue one. You have other pieces that need blue on them. I'm gonna put a quick second coat. These pieces just to help them out a little bit. We will be done for the day. Well, I had enough hiccups in the beginning. It's frustrating, but it kind of worked itself out. You guys helped me work it out, so I appreciate that. But I'll be back most likely Sunday night. We'll be painting, whether it's some terrain or something else. I don't know. Kind of enjoying painting this terrain. I have a lot of it. So a lot to do, but it'd be nice to get this terrain all painted up and ready for gaming, and then we can keep doing stuff with it. But yeah, I should be back Sunday doing something fun. I don't know. But again, thank you guys for coming to hang out, and you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Fit to praise Count Binface? Yeah. Hey, Mr. Krakow, is that how you pronounce that? Welcome in. I've been seeing all the memes. I thought it was funny. I'll see on like Total War groups and stuff, people just going crazy about Count Binface. Yeah. So good luck to Count Binface. I know. Uphill battle, but I believe in him. Alright. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful weekend. And I will see you all. I'm just jumping off, Big Papa. I'm so sorry. So sorry. No. I'll be back on Sunday night, okay? We'll be streaming Sunday night. I'm just painting some terrain. And dealing with technical issues. Yeah. Have a great one. Big Papa, Mr. McCrow, My Droll Culture American. Thank you guys. And yeah, see you Sunday. Bye, everybody.